open packs, pick your team, and crush the competition. This is next level fantasy football. It's free to play. There's £125,000 up for grabs. Download the app today at ultimatefan.com.
Hello and welcome to episode 1 of the Ultimate Fan Fix in association with Ultimate Fan and Castore. If you're a gold subscriber, make sure to head over to castore.com and use your discount code up to 30%. And if you're a silver subscriber, do the same with your 15% discount code. I'm Dominic Chapman of Ultimate Fan, and I'm delighted to be joined by Scotland's ambassador for the upcoming Euro 2020 competition, comedian Paul Black. How's it going, Paul?
Good, how are you doing?
Doing very well, thank you. So we were just saying off air that this is the first major tournament in your lifetime that you'll have experienced Scotland participating in. I can only imagine that the excitement and the buzz is like no other, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. And like I was saying off air as well, there's diehard football fans, there's people that watch 2 games a year, and there's people that have never watched a game in their life, all banding together now. And it's created such an amazing atmosphere. Every Scottish brand, every advert that you see on social media and TV now, it's all about the Euros. It's such a big deal. And we're a patriotic country. So it's safe to say we're all buzzing about it.
Fantastic. And I guess the excitement and that adrenaline probably even more so by the fact that Scotland have been grouped with England, obviously the old enemy, and it's going to be fantastic. Obviously, the last time that Scotland were part of a major competition, I believe it was kind of the same case, and that they obviously played England at Wembley. That's going to happen again. What was your immediate thoughts when you saw that Scotland were in the same group with England?
I was delighted because no matter what the outcome of this game will be with England, it doesn't matter, because the atmosphere that you're looking forward to is still going to be there. Because and the fact that it's at Wembley as well is a big deal, because if Scotland beat England at Wembley, I can't describe. I'm trying to be very fair here, but it'll be a big deal, and seeing them paired with England, it just makes it that much sweeter if we do win. And I'm not trying to start any anti-English narratives here, but we'll see how I go as this tournament proceeds.
That's it, absolutely. I suppose in like sort of tournaments gone by, it's you've supported whoever England are playing, and now you're in that position where actually you get to sort of follow your own team and watch them on their own path. And of course, there's the Czech Republic and Croatia in there, so it's quite a close, competitive group. And that game between Scotland and England could obviously prove a decisive 90 minutes for the rest of the tournament going forward.
Oh, definitely. And it's I feel like it's just nobody can call it either, because my boyfriend's actually English, right? So this is a bit of a he doesn't care about football, but I know that I won't be able to speak to him for a few days if we do lose, because I just can't handle it. I need that time to process. But it's going to be such a party in this entire country if we win. And even the fact that we've got the chance to face England, it's just sweet.
Absolutely. Your TikTok videos are going to be something to behold, I can imagine, if Scotland do the business at Wembley, won't they? I'm sure the content will be flowing.
Oh, definitely. And also, if we lose, I might lose a bit of my following with the type of content I'll put out.
We certainly wouldn't want to see that. Well, I suppose, Paul, we'll come on to obviously Scotland's chances and obviously your kind of thoughts on the Euros later on in the show. But I just thought for the time being we'd go through some 50-50 quick fire questions. How would you feel about that?
Go for it.
So we're going to put 1 minute on the clock. I'll see how many of these I can rattle through in 60 seconds. So we'll start the clock now. Who will score more goals at the Euros, Karim Benzema or Robert Lewandowski?
Let's go for Lewandowski.
John McGinn's overhead kick versus Austria or Sean Maloney's goal versus Ireland?
Sean Maloney's goal.
Which host city would be your next preferred holiday destination? Amsterdam or Rome?
Oh, Rome.
Which of these Euro 2020 Robertos would you rather have a pint with? Mancini or Martinez?
Mancini, purely because it's such a cool name.
Who is the future GOAT? Kylian Mbappe or Erling Haaland?
Erling Haaland.
And we might get one more in. Who will keep more clean sheets at the Euro 2020 competition? Manuel Neuer or Hugo Lloris?
Oh, I just missed out, but I'm going to go for our Hugo.
Hugo Lloris, fantastic. Well, obviously, Paul, with you being Scotland's ultimate fan ambassador for the upcoming European Championships, it'd be rude, obviously, not to talk about the Tartan Army's chances. First things first, how do you think they'll get on this summer?
Honestly, I just want to preface this with that I'm not just saying this out of pure Braveheart passion, but I'm really hopeful for our chances because we have a young team. It's made up of Scotland's best from all over the world, and like every team in the world they're playing for in the UK. I'm hopeful. I think that we're in with a better chance than we have been in a very long time, because the fact we're there at all proves that we're doing something right. And also, I'd mentioned to you that I'm a massive Celtic fan, and we have had not the best past season, so to put it lightly, and this just gives us something to look forward to and to cheer on, and with a lot of our players as well, and minimal Rangers players that I have to chant and support.
Of course, I suppose being a Celtic fan, siding with Scotland and the international kind of side of things, it's almost been like a bit of a downer, that would be fair to say. Whereas now, obviously, like you say, after the season Celtic have had, you're almost looking to Scotland to give you that sort of belief and expectation and love for football again.
Oh, definitely, because it's been so depressing for the past year, and especially when it was such a massive time for Celtic because they were on the brink of winning 10 in a row. And of course, as football goes, it didn't happen, and you lost it out to our biggest rivals. So, it's definitely all things going, all attention towards Scotland now, because it means that we're coming at a time where things are opening up and the pandemic's hopefully coming to a close to some extent. That it would be nice to celebrate that with 10 in a row, but let's celebrate it with Scotland at the Euros instead.
Absolutely right. Of Scotland's squad, is there one particular player that you feel is going to be more important than the others?
I don't know about more important or just someone that I care about more, but I'm just excited to be watching Kieran Tierney again. He's a Celtic legend, even though he's younger than me. He's a Celtic legend. And I think a lot of fans were quite sad when I'm putting that lightly, quite sad. Some are very angry when he left to go to Arsenal. So seeing him with some of his old Celtic teammates and the rest of the Scotland squad is going to be a pretty big deal. And I think that's a player that a lot of people will be keeping their eye on. Yeah,
of course, because Scotland have kind of got that beauty of, left back in particular. They've got so much depth, obviously, with Andy Robertson, the Liverpool player as well. You would side, though, of course, I'm assuming, being a Celtic fan, that Kieran Tierney is going to probably get the sort of the place in the starting 11 come the first game of the Euros.
Oh, definitely. I'd be very surprised if that wasn't the case.
Yeah, no, fantastic. Well, fingers crossed for your hope and the rest of Celtic fans that he does the business for Scotland, and obviously Arsenal fans as well, his current team. Is there anybody, I suppose, probably a similar question, is there anybody that you're excited to watch or you think that could go under the radar for Scotland?
It's like I said earlier, it's quite a young team, and there's a lot of kind of more veteran players that are still, firmly in the prime of their career who haven't been selected for the squad, like players like Celtic legends and people like Scott Brown, who's retired now. It's the type that you would ultimately expect to see straight in there. But I think the full team, there's a lot of young guys. Greg Taylor from Celtic, even Jack. I'm just talking about Celtic now, it seems, but I do mean there's a lot of them in the Scotland squad, fortunately. But like Jack Henry, who is on loan to, I've forgotten the Belgian team that he's on loan to, but he's not really he's not played in Scotland in a while now, and I think that he probably feels like he has a lot to prove. So I'm happy for a lot of the younger members of the team that they have this opportunity, because for most of them, well, all of them, it's their first time playing in this tournament, together. So I think they'll be definitely hoping to stand out and make their mark.
Yeah. And I suppose the big question off the back of that is, if a Rangers player scored the winning goal for Scotland, I should say, in the final, would you celebrate?
Of course. I would. And that's actually what I think is really funny about when you're supporting your national team, is because in Glasgow, where I'm from, there is such a staunch rivalry. It's so divisive. It's one of the biggest rivalries in the football world. And it's funny because a lot of my family are really staunch Rangers fans, and I just can't imagine them cheering for Kieran Tierney. I can't, or Forrest. I can't see it happening, but it will, and that's the beauty of supporting your national team, because people just, at the end of the day, you get caught up in the buzz of it all that you don't care because you no longer see their team. Well, I do, but other people don't associate them with their team; they associate them with Scotland, which is who they're playing for. So that is the way to do it. So I will cheer for a Rangers player. Fantastic.
Allegiances always goes to one side, don't they? Like you say, that's the beauty and the patriotic side of Scotland. I think it's unlike any other, isn't it? So just lastly, Paul, who do you think will win the Euros?
I would never answer this in any other way than to say Scotland, because one, I would hate for a Scottish person to be listening to this and hear me say anyone else. So I'm not even going to take anything else into consideration. I'm going to just say Scotland, and I'm sticking with it.
There we go. Fantastic. I think France could be tough to beat. I think England have obviously got a chance, but I think semi-final would actually be a good sort of, would be a good tournament again for England. The Germans, you can never overlook them, can you? Spain are always strong. Portugal, I think, have got a good team going there this year. And I think Scotland, I think that's a potential banana skin game for England, this tournament, because I just think quality and everything, like a bit like a derby day, isn't it? A bit like the old firm. Even when Rangers weren't at their best and Celtic were, sort of in the Champions League, it just all goes out of the window, doesn't it? Because there's so much riding on that 90 minutes. And it just takes one deflection, one bit of luck, and of course it can go either way. If you're asking me though, I would love Scotland and England to go out of the group together. Obviously, we want as much representation across the board as well, don't we, for the home nations?
Absolutely. And I mean, as far as a lot of people are concerned, if Scotland beat England at Wembley in the first time they play, Scotland have won the Euros, as far as
there we go, exactly. Yeah.
It's difficult because when you think of like the World Cup, so many winners are European teams. It's so the strongest football, so much of it is in Europe. So we're facing tough competition here, but I'm just going to manifest, put that energy out there.
Where will you be watching the first Scotland game against the Czech Republic?
Well, this is the difficult one because I've been, every single pub in Glasgow is booked out. Wow. I think I'm going to have to go the desperate route and post on my social medias, like hi guys, just wonder if anyone's got room for a couple of friends who want to support their nation this week. But so I think I'll probably watch some at home, but I have got somewhere booked for the Scotland-England game.
For the England game, yeah, of course. Oh, fantastic! I just think it's, particularly with the last year of COVID and lockdown, I think it just gives people such a lift, doesn't it? Football, obviously, it's unparalleled in terms of the effect it can have on people, particularly for someone like yourself. I've been quite lucky and unlucky in some ways that England have been to many competitions and maybe not always performed the best. I think, like you say, for Scotland, just to be there and I don't exactly think they're hugely overlooked as well. You know, I think obviously the England game would potentially be a tough game, but Croatia and Czech Republic, it's still 6 points, and obviously with 3 teams from certain groups being able to go, you know, through to the kind of the knockout stages, there's every chance that the party, you know, in Glasgow, Edinburgh, and far beyond will go late into the night for most of this summer.
Oh yeah, definitely, and it's true what you said there about it after the last year. It couldn't have come at a better time, and I think that's it would already be a big deal for us to be qualifying, but now it's just double the good vibes all over this country, because it's hard to put into words, actually, like you say, the feeling that it gives you, but it's having everybody together, and it's really not divisive at all. There's so many contentious subjects that are very divisive in not only the UK but particularly Scotland, and have something together that everybody's buzzing about. It just feels great.
Absolutely. No, fantastic. I think you've summed that up very perfectly, Paul. Just one for the viewers. Obviously, make sure to get your Ultimate Fan teams in ready for Friday's game between Italy and Turkey. 7 competitions running across the Ultimate Fan app during the Euro 2020 tournament. There's £125,000 up for grabs, including £15,000 for the first 3 group stages. Ultimate Fan subscribers, as well as getting the 22 free cards across 3 different pack drops, also get 21 gold or silver cards, depending on who they or which subscription service they apply to. Obviously, Paul, we look forward to seeing your team up to speed. I'm sure we'll catch up with you before the England-Scotland game, which would be fantastic. And obviously, we'll get you on alongside with the England ambassador, who I believe we're interviewing tomorrow for the next podcast, Rory Jennings, who many people will know from the Kickoff Versus with the True Geordie and across YouTube. And obviously, another one for the subscribers as well is that you get this little new era 940 cap bespoke with Ultimate Fan. And obviously, Paul, I believe yours is still in the post, so you'll be getting yours very soon. And
I can't wait.
We look forward to seeing you wearing it. What's the plan? Will you be watching, obviously, the first round of games leading up to the Scotland game? And obviously, I suppose Italy against Turkey, the feel-good vibes are going to start on Friday, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'll be tuning into as much of it as I can, really, because there's not that much else to do. But but it's good. Also, I hate missing out on things. I need to get the information to come. If I'm not there, I'll have it on my phone and I'll be refreshing to find out. I'll be in the corner. I'll be in a work meeting and I'll be just slyly refreshing my phone.
That's it. Well, from my experience from 2018 with the weather and obviously the success or certain degree of success that England had, it was fantastic. And obviously I wish you and the whole nation of Scotland, you know, a very merry Euro 2020. And obviously we hope that you do as well as possible. And we look forward to catching up with you later on into the competition. And obviously we thank you once again for being our Scotland Ultimate Fan subscriber ambassador. And we'll catch up with you very soon, Paul.
Thank you very much. All the best.